this kitchen ni dangerous. So, macam ramai yang mau kan. So ada kami jual. I search how to fix a computer lah waktu tu. Fixing computer tu, I make it into a business. Previously, I think I do have a mindset aware macam during that time, apa tu aku belajarnya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, welcome back to Seni March Podcast. Hari ni, guest kita ni bawakan seorang founder untuk media production, tapi ia fokus arah sport saja. Aku kenal ia ni masa Business Award pulang di Life Wire. First time lah jumpa Peti ni. Kurek sikit utaknya. Bagus utaknya. Ya seorang yang bagus lah. Baru ku tahu yang ia ni masih lagi sekolah. Even tahun ni, tahun ketiga. So, dia lagi batah hari kan habis lah. Yang amazingnya, ia sudah buat business and then ia sudah buat macam-macam. Jadi, tanpa melengahkan masa lagi, kita ni jemputlah Tuan Azhar Khir. Lulus lah?
Lulus.
Okay. Welcome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for inviting me.
No problem.
It's been a while lah. Balik to schedule this.
Sebenarnya episod ni untuk Ian ada 3 kali reschedule sudah. Macam-macam lah.
Yes.
Itulah macam-macam lah ceritanya. Tapi Alhamdulillah today sampai lah. Sebelum kita ni start lah, bolehkah sikit saja untuk introduce yourself lah?
Okay. Okay, so my name is Azhar Khir and I'm the CEO and founder of Bravo Studios. And one of our product is Bravo Sports Network. So in Bravo Sports Network we focus on sports, doing sports coverage, live stream broadcasting and producing content around the sports industry lah. Yeah.
I see. Tapi sebelum kita ni jauh lah bercerita pasal bisnes apa itu ni, masa damit, pernahkah merasai bisnes ni? What is your first taste of business?
I think for me the first time lah doing business, it was during my primary school time. So during that time waktu zaman pastry lah tu waktu tu. So it was I have a few games, but then macam boring lah sudah kan main game tu. And at that time Facebook is quite new and people start selling item di sana. Jadi macam marketplace now, marketplace lah. So from there, actually my cousin yang introduced to that. So from there, I start to sell a few games from there, selling CD game and so on. So I think that's the first,
Ya dari Jahanam ada sudah Facebook Marketplace. Kita ni boleh agak-agak lah sudah berapa macam mana mudahnya orang ni. Baru-baru tu.
Yes. And then from there, I think macam the joy of selling this and getting the money itu. Siapa jual dia suka. But then from there, during that time, famous jual orang berjual kitchen. During amongst my friends lah, kitchen. And then this kitchen ni is quite dangerous. Pasal yang macam ada pisau and macam pistol betul. But then tahu kita dia mana berjual. But then it gets a lot of macam ramai yang mau kan. So macam okay, ada kami jual. And then from there jual during my O levels time. So macam I started to go into that, started to know about computer, internet, baru benar-benar makai kan. So especially YouTube. So I learned a lot actually daripada YouTube tu, like macam belajar dari tutorial and so on. So the first thing I think macam what I did, I search about how to fix a computer lah waktu tu. So from there, that fixing computer tu, I make it into a business. So sama juga dari Facebook juga. I offer my services di Facebook and so on. It get a lot of traction lah at that time. I managed to make money juga monthly, so I think that is good. Not to rely much on my parents juga lah. So, waktu tu lah, I just still teenager kan, doing that stuff.
Umur masa tu?
Apa?
Umur masa tu?
I think I was 15 or 16 years old waktu
15
tu.
lah, 15 lah.
Yeah. But at
Wow.
that time, I also with YouTube itu it also macam mana, helps me to actually learn new things lah. I started into media stuff ni by doing graphic design, to be honest. So from there, I venture into doing photography and then doing videography.
I see.
So from there, after this trial and error, I found myself fall in love with video production lah. Yeah. And then, but then, even though I'm doing video production, there's a lot of competitors. There's a lot of people doing the same stuff. Especially kalau wedding, ada sudah ramai orang buat.
Ramai berhabis tiba
And then in terms of corporate project, ramai. But then so, I mean, I'm quite lucky lah, Joe. I think I got offer to actually do live stream. At that time, I think this is another thing why people approach me for live stream, because during that time I'm into business sudah actually, to be honest. And then I started to be more into business ni during my O-level tu. One of my teacher, he's a physics teacher. Every class dia memang cakap pasal business.
Oi, bagus ya. Tapi dia buat bisnes tak?
Dia buat business.
Oh.
And surprisingly,
kan kamu di prospeknya?
Apa? Itu lah. I mean macam he's doing business lah. I think he's also doing quite well now. And he is the one yang introduced me to Dr. Azizan Osman. Actually, he's the first one.
Sama. Okay.
So from there, like he want to bring me to macam this dorang punya seminar kan. I still didn't get the chance to go there lah.
Oh, belum mampir.
Oh,
you should, bro.
Going
you should.
physical.
You should, bro.
But then during COVID, I saw the opportunity kan.
Oh, yang online.
Dorang buat online, so on. So I attend dorang punya kelas adik. Dorang punya kelas. And then one of the challenge I still remember dari Dr. Azizan ni, yang mentionnya, waktu tu famous Facebook live kan. So you have to buat live je every day ya. Kalau indahnya ilmu yang ia ajar ni indah berkatnya.
Ngam.
30 days.
Ngam. So kau buat?
Yes, I did.
Get full 30 days.
30 days. But at the same time, I think I also give it to my team lah to buat juga, semua gantikan lah at some days gitu.
Patutlah.
That's where I started live stream, to be honest.
Patutlah. Pasal okay, to be honest, first time aku notice your presence masa I think last year 2023, right after aku buat yang untuk free consultation kau. Ingat? Sekali after few months, ada your video keluar macam tu kan. Sekali kau style dia ni macam kurang lebih. Ia tahu pasal, ia faham pasal problem, ia faham pasal apa. Siapa ni Rupanya. Rupanya. Your family, the way aku lihat your attitude, your mindset tu totally macam in the blood sudah. Your business mindset tu in the blood sudah.
Okay.
Tapi your family ada buat business ke ataupun macam mana?
Ini ada.
Mana ada?
Yeah.
So only first generation lah.
I would say yeah. but then macam throughout my when I started into business ni, like my parents pun at that time ada kan pasal madu kelulut. It's quite famous kan. So my parents did buy a lot of and they jual lah benda ni. So I try to help lah a bit with that. Yeah. Now in the pelang lagi. But then macam
Jatuh-jatuh je lah. Tapi durang in the job macam melarang macam fokus tak belajar ataupun fokus tak cari kerja nanti kan biasa kata di Brunei biasa kata macam tu.
I mean macam mana? For me, of course lah, memang parents suruh focus on academic and so on. But for me, it's not a burden for me because I do enjoy studying, macam going to the academic world. So macam for me, nothing against it lah. Even though I'm in business, but then I still enjoy doing belajar tu. I'm still enjoy lah.
Asal pandai bagi pasal lah.
Yes, itulah.
Ni contoh ni bagus. Sebenarnya ni yang bagus ni pasal ada some people macam ia sudah melihat duit apa aku belajar lagi nya sekolah lah especially. Tapi we know in entrepreneurship world belajar tu memang dia pernah habiskan tu macam every day ada lesson baru mestinya dari sekolah kan. Ya. Tapi you enjoy that process lah.
Yeah, I enjoy it, but I mean, I wouldn't say like I always enjoy it. But then, macam previously, I think I do have a mindset where macam apa tu aku belajar. Macam during that time, apa tu aku belajarnya. Pasal apa namanya, Steve Jobs, kind of people berhenti, drop out. Macam okay, dorang boleh sukses, and then okay, why should I join sambung ke uni ke and so on.
Pernah lah terfikir
pernah to be honest pernah. But then macam actually during COVID tadi lah juga macam nothing to do kan. So after I just graduated from poly that time, so nothing to do. So after going to UBD itself, macam I see myself tu salah lah selama ni berfikir yang apa gunanya belajar, can do business and so on. But then going there baru tak nampak macam there's a lot. We need to turunkan ego. I'm grateful lah for the opportunity, but yeah, I think jangan judge orang lah.
Since masih sekolah lah, tapi pernahkah ada pengalaman bekerja sebelum ni? I mean sama bukannya as orang yang meng-hire, macam as kira pekerja. Employee, pekerja lah.
I think my first job was with my teacher tu dia tu, the physics teacher tu. One of his business ia bawa it's a construction business. Need a graphic designer. Okay. So I got paid to do graphic design lah. I think that's my first job lah, I would say. First job doing graphic design for a construction company. And from there I did some work, macam freelance work, kena hire from other production house so on, but I don't enjoy it. Macam I just don't enjoy it lah. And then I also did my internship, being part of it. Yeah, then I did my internship. Technically macam kerja lah juta. Internship with Battle Pro. I think from there I meet Syed Yassin kan, so it's
shout out Syed Yassin.
Yes, shout out to Syed Yassin. So I think from there it give a lot of experience lah, and apa yang ia ajar and so on, like it's quite valuable lah. Yeah, and then recently I just finished my internship with Optimus. Shout out to Rabani.
Yep. Shout out.
So I think from this experience of working, I wouldn't say macam you don't have to go to untuk bekerja, but then at some point I do feel that going bekerja dengan orang ni it's important juga at some point. Like you need to understand how you manage people, how you actually delegate the task and so on. You see example macam mana. Itulah I think
orang ada stress in terms of sama bos.
Yeah.
Tapi sudah you jadi bos.
Yeah,
and then manage your people tu macam mana you punya difference-nya tu, ada transition-nya tu macam mana? Apa rasanya manage orang?
It's not easy lah. I mean you have to think of their well-being and so on. Even though I have no permanent staff at this point, macam I hire
project
them,
based lah.
Project based. But then making sure in every production itu macam dorang cukup makan, cukup macam dorang punya well-being itu terjaga lah. I think that's the important thing lah, and making sure dorang tu enjoy and happy lah doing that work tu. I think that's the most important thing lah.
Tapi lain lah, lain rasanya jadi bos, lain rasanya bekerja sama bos tu lain rasanya.
I mean kalau kalau sudah jadi bos tu, like kalau anything yang salah, you doing for client job, anything yang salah bukan orang. Even though they make a mistake, but then yang kena salahkan tu kita ni as business owner. But I'm not saying dorang tu salah lah, mungkin from our
leadership
from my perspective, leadership juga. It's just that mungkin tadi reflect tadi mungkin tadi kurang mengajar ke, kurang give instruction ke on the clear ke. So kadang just we need to reflect lah.
Okay, sebelum kita ni berehat, aku mau tanya, since Cinemerge is a brand development company, what is your favorite brand?
I think Apple. Yes.
Oh.
At first, the simplicity of their product, macam even though I would admit lah, in terms of product itu every year it's almost similar lah. But then in what they're selling itu is the ecosystem. Like if you have a MacBook and you have your phone, in terms of connectivity itu, it's just easy the workflow and so on. And in terms of doing very high intensive work on your MacBook or on itu, it's quite it's quite good lah in terms of performance. Ia punya smooth and so on.
Kira reliable lah.
Yeah, reliable lah.
Security.
And then in terms of then security juga. So tu, I think overall it's just I like it. Yeah, clean, simple. Yeah, I still prefer Apple lah. But then it's just that in terms of there are some kalau Apple ni payah customize sikit lah. So that's why I still prefer to use Windows PC or laptop sometimes.
Bawa tu PC apa tu? Ke mana-mana?
For now, to be safe, yes. Yes. Pasal kalau live stream, itu kami takut ia tercrash kan. So better have yang powerful lah, yang confirm okay. Yang reliable.
Okay. Yeah. So perlu kinda orang ada brand ni. In general, do you think every business needs a brand kinda?
Yes. So it's our identity. Like macam as I mentioned tadi, one of my point is that even though I'm doing media production, there's a lot of media production company in Brunei, but what differentiate you? Maybe in terms of services, that's one of it lah. But in terms of to differentiate you tu, brand itu important lah. It speaks your language or speaks your culture. It just represent how a company is lah.
Alright, kita ni berehat dulu untuk kita ni sambung di part 2. Alright, see you.